well, the Accession process to produce policies and regulation that contribute to improving the quality of life, better quality to better quality of the Indonesian people. The Accession process not only focuses on the policy gap, but also demonstrates that Indonesia has adopted OECD priorities on standards and process sustainable benefits. Administration, the OECD has taken related natural disasters such as building financial resilience to disaster risk and guidelines on earthquake safety tools. And currently, Indonesia experiencing flooding in Sumatra, fire. That's on the other hand, that Indonesia has already a disaster pooling fund. We once again reiterate Indonesia government committed to the process. We hope that under President Prabowo first administration, Indonesia will become a member of the OECD. Although we have the program, but it doesn't mean that our target 2045. Our target is 2027.
On the 2045, it will be the 20th anniversary last month.
Exactly. The anniversary of Indonesia accession to the OECD. So next, I would like to ask my colleague to provide updates on the process. Ibu Ini, do you have anything to add? Yes.
Thank you very much, good morning. I would like to continue what our mentor has reported the progress of the OECD Accession. As you know that I, as a Ministry of Agriculture Reform, now is leading for public governance cluster. So with public integrity is one of our focus priorities that we have been talked earlier. So we have intensified the coordination both national with the OECD, and also we also support by the OECD include the cooperating of the OECD public integrity indicator and oversight models and assuring the structure to follow up across all the ministers of survey outcomes. I also make a coordination with the KPK for the public integrity, and our commitment of the integrity agenda is tangible. So it is reflecting our strong presence at key of OECD forums. We are continually engaging with the PIAC working party. Yeah. And preparing for the Global Anti-Corruption and Integrity Forum in 2026, and actively contributing to discussion on conflict of interest and enforcement, transparency, and public sector meritocracy. So we just I just signed the regulation of conflict of interest. I think not many countries are concerned about the conflict of interest. I just signed this is because our president has ordered me to make the bureaucracy more transparent, clean. So conflict of interest is one of our policy. So we also our model reform agenda is also trying to align with OECD standards on public services leadership and capability. We prioritize 5 critical areas. First is about the merit-based recruitment, and the second is about the performance management. The third is innovation, and fourth is safe work, and final one also the last is about the talent development. So this is is our core national priority. This is explicitly embedded in our national medium-term development plan. So the other progress that I want to report that at the same time we are aggressively advancing our digital and open government goals, as I mentioned before. The recent e-leaders meeting provided invaluable insights that are job fueling our work on robust data governance. So our digital public infrastructure and the rapid deployment of citizen-centric services, and also we are deepening our engagement with the OECD by actively participating in the innovation working group, contributing to its task force, and also preparing to join the new Movement Center Public Service Working Group. So I already report the result this morning. So this is our core policy to make some information about the public services. So moving forward, Indonesia is also focused in defining accession roadmap. We are also preparing for the completion on technical review questionnaires in 2026. And also we try to follow up the crucial finding mission that we have been sent to us. And I think I will give the appreciation about the support of the OECD to our businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu Rini.
Yeah.
So I would like now to give the opportunity to the Deputy Chair of the Corruption Eradication.
Thank you very much, Excellencies, for getting me for economic affairs. I am Excellencies, Deputy Secretary General of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, District, Rosita, and ministers, hello, agencies, hello, participants. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to report progress update regarding Indonesia's engagement with the OECD working group on bribery. First in fall 2025, CEC or KPK has collaborated with the OECD Secretariat in several activities. One is workshop and technical discussions with the theme of supporting Indonesia in fighting foreign bribery towards the accessions of to the OECD anti-bribery conventions. It held on February 10 to 14th, 2025, and a workshop aimed to enhance the national stakeholders' understanding of the OECD anti-bribery convention and international practices in countering bribery involving foreign public officials. KPK, in collaborations with OECD and the Asian Development Bank, also hosted the 12th Anti-Corruption Initiative Regional Conference in Jakarta, September 23rd and 25th, 2025. This conference theme was typically to catalyze social development and economic growth, attended by representatives of anti-corruption agencies from 20 anti-corruption initiatives for Asia and Pacific member countries, as well as representatives from ministries, agencies, the private sector, academia, and civil society organizations in Indonesia. KPK also actively participated in working group on bribery meetings in March, June, October, December, online and in person to report relation progress in the accessions process to the working group on bribery. Our attendance demonstrated Indonesia's research and progress in the ongoing process. Furthermore, considering that accessions to the OECD and anti-bribery convention is one of prerequisites for the OECD membership, Indonesia has formally sent a request to accede to the OECD anti-bribery convention and formal intention to become a member of OECD working group on the foreign bribery. This form was sent through the letter of our chairperson dated on 28 May 2025 and is addressed to OECD Secretary General. We acknowledge that this accession process requires drafting and harmonizing Indonesian laws and regulations to include provisions on criminalizations of bribery of a foreign public officials, set penalties, and also provisions because some issues to be improved. plan to support the government of Indonesia in the accession process. The action plan includes various activities such as conducting a regulatory gap analysis required by the Anti-Bribery Convention, raising awareness among broader stakeholders, including the Parliament, benchmarking laws, regulations for OECD members countries, and building the necessary capacity for Indonesia to ensure a smooth accession process. A comprehensive regulatory gap analysis will be carried out with a broad scope, including the capacity of law enforcement agencies to handle bribery of foreign public officials. We have international cooperation, mutual legal agreement, and extraditions, anti-money laundering measures, and other issues under the convention. Last week, on December 4th, a kick-off meeting was held between KPK and OECD Secretariat to agree on schedule and activities, which will start on January to July 2026. Apart from the gap analysis, another implementation will include organizing a workshop by KPK and the OECD Secretariat for relevant ministries, agencies, and members of Parliament, civil society, and private sector, as well as technical discussions with the ministries, agencies related to the OECD Anti-Bribery Convention. It will be planned on February 10 to 12, 2026. I think that concludes our report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Chief of Secretary Pak Agus Joko Prabowo. So now I would like to invite the Vice Minister for Communication and Digital.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister for Economic Affairs, His Excellency Airlangga Hartarto, Honorable OECD Deputy Secretary General Dr. Francis Persisda, Ministers and Vice Ministers, thank you very much. On behalf of the Ministry of Communication and Digital Affairs, it is an honor to convey our sincere appreciation for the opportunity to report the latest progress of Indonesia's accession of the OECD. As the focal point of the Committee on Digital Economy Policy, we would like to report that we are diligently undertaking all required process, including on May 27th, our ministry has completed and submitted 24 initial memorandum documents regarding digital economy matters to the National Secretariat of OECD. And secondly, our ministry, through our Center of International Affairs, had received 2 parts of questionnaires on November 7th and November 28th. Upon receipt of the questionnaire, the questions were made and circulated to the related ministries, agencies, and NCDA's internal works units starting from December 7th. Ministry of Communication and Digital Affairs, or NCDA, is presently conducting the process of data collection and consolidation to prepare the responses to questionnaires, which are scheduled to be submitted on January 23rd for the first part, and for February 7th for the second part. We stand ready to continue our close cooperation to ensure that each stage of accession process proceeds in a timely, thorough, and effective manner. Thank you. Very short and effective.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice Minister Pak Nesar Patria. I would like to invite now the Vice Minister of Trade, Ibu Diakra.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace and blessings be upon you all. Honorable Coordinating Minister of Economic Affairs, Bapak Airlangga Hartarto, Honorable OECD Deputy Secretary General, Ambassador Francis
and honorable ministers, vice ministers, French ambassador is also here. Welcome to Indonesia, to you, and I do hope that you managed to have a really good stay here. So I'd like to share some updates on Indonesia's accession process, particularly under the OECD Trade Committee. With that being said, we've had continued and constructive progress since the submission of the initial memorandum by the Coordinating Minister of Economic Affairs, Pak Erlangga, back in the 3rd to 4th of June 2025. And as Indonesia transitions into the technical review phase, we at the Ministry of Trade, we've constructively engaged with the OECD Trade Agriculture Directorate, so the TAD, and we've received 2 main questionnaires. With that being said, this consists of the Market Openness Review, or the MOR, which has been received in October 2025, as well as the Export Credits Questionnaire. We received this back in November of 2025 as well. And following the circulation of both questionnaires, there's been meetings that's been conducted, convened with relevant stakeholders to present the MOR and the Export Credits Questionnaire as well. These meetings, were fostered in a spirit of shared technical understanding and also cultivated consensus on coordinated work plan for submission to the OECD in itself. And secondly, in implementing the agreed work plan, there has been various actions in which has been undertaken. So firstly, consultations with the experts provided by the OECD national team, as well as the Coordinating Ministry of Economic Affairs, as well as the OECD TAD. This was held in the 1st to the 4th of December, which provided really just practical guidance on the accession process under the Trade Committee. And then secondly, there's been intensive coordination meetings, both internally within the ministry, as well as externally with relevant ministers, as well as agencies. And this was conducted from November of 2025 to March of 2026. And we have a target submission date for both questionnaires by the OECD TAD by April 30th, April of 2026. So that's where we are at right now. And looking ahead, we're looking into conducting seminar series on the OECD trade database and tools, which are planned for the whole of 2026. We will be getting support from the governments of Switzerland to further strengthen technical capacity in support of Indonesia's accession process within the Trade Committee. And with that being said, we reaffirm our steadfast commitment to fostering closer and close collaboration with the National Team Secretariat, the OECD Secretariat, as well as all the other relevant ministries as well in this regard. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. For the Minister of Trade. So I would like to invite the Minister of Foreign Affairs to make sure that you are back on our side.
I was going to say everything has been said by my Deputy General. Thank you, Minister for Economy, Deputy General of OECD and the team, Minister, Vice Minister, my successor, my boss, Lucas Kumar. He was actually my first boss in Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
So now,
Still my boss.
under OECD, everyone goes.
Yeah.
So OECD has increased and enlarged the role of Parliament.
That's very true. That's very true. And our colleagues, the national team. I was just sitting here earlier just to give it the perspective. I've never seen this room so full. The last time I saw this room full was when we were trying to respond to the U.S. tariff increase. So you can see the enthusiasm and the commitment of like what President
That
said.
we now renew the room become trade war room.
So that shows the commitment that the government, like you said, the whole government commitment on this accession have is we have increased the number of staff from the ministry to help the succession process. We also appreciate the support given by the Secretariat to provide us for, I think we have 2 secondment to the OECD. So I think what's important in this process is that there is a very close collaboration between the Secretariat and our team. And I don't envy keep with 8 processes going on at the same time. But I hope, recognizing that we are the first Asian country, first Southeast Asian country, so I think we have a little bit of additional support to ensure that our process is fast and furious, like Mr. President said, but also at the same time, I think the Foreign Minister was very clear in stating that he wishes that our process would conclude starting in 2027. If Brazil did their school meal in 11 years and we did it in 11 months, so I think it just shows the capacity that we have, the hunger that we have to make sure that this is achieved in the fastest as possible. One point that I would like to just ask you or raise this. While we're ongoing on this process, we all recognize development leadership. I was just wondering whether how far do you think this will impact our session process? And you know, from my perspective, is that you have given us the list that we have to comply. Not that you don't want to comply, but we have to align our rules and regulations with the OECD rules and regulations. But with the current development, and how will that shift? Because that is the I understand that so many OECD members now, those are the minimum. They also have additional level of. So how will that shift within our decision process? So I think that's for me. I just to be again in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs before, and yes, I will go next to the Ministry of Finance now, because the embassy has a very limited space, and we need to also renovate and increase the space of the embassy in Paris. So again, the impact for the accession is not just a commitment on the process, including our what we call it, not tuition, but our what we have to the fee that we have to pay in the process for this, but also increasing the budget for Paris embassy to make sure that the space. Thank you, Pak Menko.
Thank you for Pak Armanata to just put how the club membership payment was worded in the diplomatic form. So it was very eloquent and very good, and I think the support of the second man is very important, including many line ministers is also asking me for the payment additional budget for our own team, because there is no point that OECD enlarge the team and we don't enlarge our counterpart team. So this is for Minister of Finance. We already got the approval from Ministry of Reform, because this is all the structures from reform, from the KPK. So I just would like to say in the off record,
Thailand udah bayar.
The word is contribution.
So now I would like to invite the representative of Director General of for Ministry of Maritime and Fisheries. Silakan Pak.
Yeah, thank you, Minister Pak Erlangga Hartarto, Excellency, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs Pak Erlangga Hartarto, Excellency, Ibu Minister, Ibu Rini, and our Vice Minister, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Deputy Secretary General OECD, and all delegates. Thank you, Minister. We would like to report and deliver our progress from Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries dealing with this focusing topic of coastal zone management and ocean conservation. In the beginning month, in December actually, we already attend and conducting technical meeting in these issues. And we have come up with several further improvement. There is 3 focusing area. Firstly, about the marine spatial planning, and we would like also report that currently the government of Indonesia has already accomplished the draft of our review government regulation for the national spatial planning, which is integrated land and ocean part. And hopefully next year this government regulation is already announced and enacted by the government. And then the second issue is about the pollution of coastal zone, and the third is about the ecosystem protection and restoration. So dealing with these 3 issues which is come up on the previous meeting, technical meeting, we already developed and then also pushing several potential action. Firstly, we ongoing process to develop an accelerating integrated terrestrial and marine spatial plan for the remaining provinces. From 38 provinces, we have coastal province 37, and then we already fulfill around 25. So we still remaining 13 provinces. And then we also complete an integrated national level marine spatial plan for the exclusive economic zone. This is as a suggestion from the technical team from OECD. So we would accomplish this kind of the marine spatial planning, focusing on the exclusive economic zone and starting and beginning on the next year. And then the third is increase number of sites that monitor comprehensive coastal water quality parameters, focusing on high ecological sensitivity or impact. And then the third, the set science-based restoration targets for degraded or threatened ecosystem, focusing in the ocean part, and including mangroves, seagrass, and also coral reef. And also we are dealing with preparing the blue carbon storage in the ocean. I think that's all, Minister, our brief report, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I would like to invite the representative of Ministry of Planning and Governance, Deputy Secretary.
Thank you very much, Amigo, the Honorable Minister for Community for Economic Affairs, Vice Ministers, and all Sultan here, and Mr. Frank Tisek, Deputy Secretary General of OECD. I want to report about the governance roles in OECD. First, there is 2 roles. First of all, the governance as one of coordinator for the Accession Committee of areas. Governance, me, Deputy Minister for the macro planning, serve as Economic and Development Review Committee and Inclusive Growth. And for the inclusive growth, we have submitted and formulated the initial memorandum And for the EDRC, we refer for the economic survey. Related for the accession process, we have put the economic survey will conduct it for every 2 years. And the upcoming economic survey will be held on the November 16, 2026, and before that there is a technical review. And for the technical review, maybe we would want to know more detail. What is the aspect that we will the technical review? The second one related about the governance as the planning institution. As Pak Menko mentioned before, that we have put the OECD Accession into the planning document for the medium term 2025-2029 and annual work plan. And we have put the theme for the OECD Accession to become more detailed into the program and the activities. So I think this is an issue for the stakeholder to implement about the OECD process. I think that the report for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy. I think it's clear that OECD actually is already in Indonesia medium-term planning law. So it's part of the law that the accession between 2025 to 2029. So it means that in between 25 and 29 is 2027. So read between the lines. Thank you. So I would like to invite Ministry of Environment and the representative.
Honorable.
You have to soft, very gentle.
Thank you. Honorable Coordinating Minister for Economy, Minister, Vice Minister, Honorable Deputy Secretary General OECD, and delegates, Minister of Environmental, continue to make solid progress in aligning its environmental governance with OECD standards. We have submitted 40 initial memoranda and 33 of environmental policy and 7 on this as the foundation for our assessment in review, and have provided full clarification to the OECD Secretariat. The OECD Environmental Policy Committee mission in December 2025 further confirmed our readiness to demonstrate transparency, institutional maturity, and also cross-sector coordination in meeting with the OECD requirement. Based on the mission finding, we are preparing a national action plan to close remaining gaps with priority action including strengthening risk-based compliance assurance, improve environmental data system, update air and water quality standard, enhance forest, coastal and risk management policy, and one of the new government regulation including mangrove management, and clear national rule on transboundary pollution. This reform reflects Indonesia's strong commitment to meet OECD standard and advance our more sustainable, accountability, and internationally aligned environmental governance system. Thank you.
Thank you. So I know I would like to give the floor to Representative of Minister of Investment and Downstream.
Thank you, Menko. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, Minister and Vice Ministers, Deputy Secretary General of OECD, and all OECD colleagues. We will need to briefly report on Ministry of Investment and Downstream Industry, recent participation in OECD events, and our accession progress. For the past months, we have taken part in major OECD engagements. First, we have participated in the OECD Responsible Business Conduct, RBC Week in Paris from 27 to 31st October 2025 in person, and Investment Committee meeting on 3rd to 5 November 2025 virtually. During this event, Indonesia joined discussions on duties, supply chain governance, and responsible business conduct. We also participated in the working party on FBC and the network of national contact point. The outcomes include confirmation that Indonesia must become an adherent to the OECD Declaration on International Investment and International Enterprises. The requirement to establish a national contact point, or NCP, with multi-stakeholder representation, and preparations for the OECD Technical Review Mission in 2026, which will assess our readiness for accession in the areas of investment policy, competition, and RBC. These engagements have strengthened our understanding of OECD expectations and have positioned Indonesia as a serious and active candidate. We also have planned to conduct regulatory impact assessment on OECD Code of Liberalization in 2026 to prepare Indonesia's position and reservation to the legal instrument. Second, we have participated in the OECD Investment and Corporate Governance Expertise Workshop held in Jakarta on 2nd December 2025. This workshop brought together OECD senior advisors and our national stakeholders to discuss the benefits and requirements of OECD accession. The OECD highlighted that membership strengthens policy quality, promotes fair competition, including competition neutrality for SOEs, and increases FDI inflows through higher investor confidence. The workshop also clarified that while OECD standards are not legally binding, they guide reforms that improve governance, regulatory stability, and sectoral transparency. Importantly, ministries were encouraged to begin identifying sectors that may be liberalized and those requiring justified reservation for the accession process. Thank you.
Thank you. So I would like to invite the Deputy Chief of the new agency for state-owned enterprise.
Thank you, Pak Menko. Bapak Ibu Menteri, Mr. Deputy Secretary General, on behalf of the head of the SOE Supervisory Agency as the coordinator for the finance and corporate governance cluster, I'd like to brief you on progress in our cluster. We have submitted 3 initial memoranda to the OECD covering corporate governance, anti-corruption and integrity in the SOEs, and the principle of corporate governance. In addition, we are also actively participating in OECD Working Party on state ownerships, OECD Asia SOE Network, and recently we contributed in the OECD Sustainability Report, whereby 3 of our SOEs also being put as a case studies. The recent OECD Corporate Governance Pact book in 2025 already recognizes Indonesia recent reforms, including Law Number 4, which was passed in 2023, and new OJK regulations on market transparency, virtual shareholders meetings, and related party transactions as important steps forward for investor protections and board accountability. Our next challenge is to operationalize our new SOE governance framework with the establishment of the Nantara, and to further align our sustainability and ESG frameworks with OECD standards. We will welcome collaborative and rigorous peer reviews, as well as coherent cross-community engagement so that Indonesia reforms in finance, corporate governance, and SOE oversights are fully consistent with the standards upheld by the OECD. Thank you.
So Deputy SG, Indonesia SOE is one of the largest and the biggest transformation in the last 1 year. So by pulling the state-owned enterprise under the biggest sovereign wealth fund with asset under management is around 800 billion, and potentially will be integrated to $1 trillion asset under management, and will be fully leveraged to based on the open market rules and regulation. So, there is no for Ministry of State-Owned Enterprise. So there will be only a state agency and Danantara as a level playing field with any private sectors and SWF. So I think this is the largest transformation beyond our initial memorandum. So I would like to invite the representative of Ministry of Finance.
Thank you, Coordinating Minister, Deputy Secretary General, Excellency Minister, Vice Minister, Ambassador, and all deputies. So, as mentioned by Coordinating Minister, the Government of Indonesia has a strong ambition in improving our national economy to be adaptive and resilient, as well as to emerge as an emerging stabilizer in the region. So Indonesia MOF is now intensive work with the related stakeholder to improving and strengthening our fiscal condition and also financial sector to be a more credible, coordinated, and responsive due to the increasingly diverse and dynamic global landscape. One of the recent bold reform recently is the issuance of what we call government regulation on the financial reporting. So with this regulation, it's designed to strengthen the foundation of transparent and accountable financial governance so that resulting financial reports can serve as a reliable reference. So the formation of financial reporting ecosystem now is interconnected, standardized, and consistent across all sectors so that the quality of our national financial data will continue to improve. Of course, the Indonesia MOF is strongly committed to the accession process toward the full membership. And also we would like to express the support of the OECD in conducting what we call OECD Economic Survey for 2026 and looking forward for the collaboration with all the line ministries. The last one would be the Indonesia MOF strongly support for the fast and furious payment, but somehow we have to adhere to the traffic rules. So now we are in a very intensive collaboration with the all line ministries, especially with the DGR, the budgeting department, and our side. Thank you for the minister.
Thank you. So you know, we always have a policy of the speed and the brake. The car fast furious is the gas and the brake. So all line minister, they push the gas and we make sure that we still have the brake to make everything sound and safe. So now, lastly, I would like to ask from State Secretariat.
Thank you, Honorable Perekonomian and the Honorable Deputy Secretary of OECD, the State Secretariat.
This is from President Office. That's why it's very important. Before constitution by the Ambassador at large.
But briefly, just give a message that we are the member of the Secretariat, but we are responsible to the legislations that are related and needed in accordance with the accessions process of OECD. We already have identified regulations needed to be worked out, and it is also assisted by the OECD as well. Concerning about the identifications of regulations needed, we already upload to the systems, so it will be monitored. It has to be monitored the progress as well by the OECD as well from the Indonesian side. Probably that's what we can report. Neko, thank you.
So the Deputy Secretary of State was part of the National Secretariat team, which all the movement progress national is monitored directly by President Office. So that's the commitment from the Indonesian government. So I would like to ask Ambassador at large, Pak Umar, add a little figures thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Menko, Pak Erlangga, distinguished ministers, Vice Ministers, deputies of the ministries and institutions. Also, Honorable Deputy AG, welcome to Jakarta. Also, it is wonderful thing who's been, I think, coming to Indonesia at least 5 times, each of them, maybe more. I know Alex, since before G20 in 2022. Minister Erlangga and also colleagues, I think this is, for me, very impressive. And I believe the way today's responses by different ministries under your coordination is something that is beyond actually our expectation when we first expressed or Minister Erlangga sent a letter to OECD Secretary General in 2023 expressing Indonesia's interest to join this wonderful club, the OECD. Well, I said wonderful is best practices kind of club. The standard, high standard and best practices that Indonesia want also to achieve one day to improve our future for the betterment of Indonesian population. And for that, I think I would just like to take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation, penghargaannya sangat tinggi untuk Bapak Ibu Menteri, all the minister, deputy minister, all relevant ministries and institutions for the hard work in fulfilling the list of questionnaires and also earlier preparing the initial memorandum, which also has actually, for your information, break a record that we can submit it in exactly 1 year since we received the roadmap from the OECD. So I think there is something also, another achievement that we are the OECD members, we understand also the Secretary General Matthias Korman also expressed a high appreciation for the achievement. So also my sincere appreciation to OECD Secretariat for their continued support and also openness, responsiveness towards all the obligation, I would say, that Indonesia is taking. And would like to just end by expressing my hope that this good work will continue in the future. The more difficult part, I believe, is coming with the review by the Secretariat, but that is not the hardest actually, or the final kind of process. Once again, maybe just to insert one point, Menko Erlangga, that you also mentioned earlier, also messages that has always been expressed. Maybe the end of the process is very important. That is our objective, to become a member. But let's not forget that we need to ensure that this process itself will also bring concrete benefits to improve our governance in different sectors, also to improve the trust to Indonesia, to improve the business climate, for example, and also that will include also the bigger opportunity for leverage, for gender issues, etc., socio-economic issues that will be improved during this process, not after we become member. So that is, I think, my 2 cents of this morning meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Umar. So I would like to hand over to Deputy Secretary.
Thank you, Minister. Maybe Gita would like to say a few words, and then I will try to break down some. Since you are registered by so many colleagues there on the paper, so you have to earn also that they know what they take.
Thank you very much, Ministers, Vice Minister, all colleagues. It's a pleasure to be back in Jakarta with you, and I have to say this is a very impressive meeting that we're having today. The initial memorandum which you delivered in June was of very high quality. Your teams have worked very hard on this, and the results showed in the final result which we saw in Paris, which was welcomed by the Secretary General and by all of the members of the OECD. We're now entering a new phase of the accession process, which will be the technical dialogue with the different OECD committees. Now, this is going to be a very intensive phase. It will require a lot of work on your side and our side in terms of conducting these evaluations, which will be collaborative. So we will be doing the analysis on our side, the information gathering, but we need to hear from you what is the specific context in Indonesia and how can we adapt the solutions of aligning with OECD standards and best practices to Indonesia's specific context, because what one solution that works in one country will not necessarily work in another one. So this is why it's a dialogue. It's really teamwork between Team Indonesia and Team OECD to use this process to improve the outcomes, economic, social, environmental for Indonesia, and most importantly for the people in Indonesia. So maybe here, just to echo what Ambassador Omar was saying, that there is of course value in the end of the process in becoming a member of this organization, but the process itself will deliver significant value to you in terms of underpinning and anchoring long-lasting reforms, which will deliver benefits to Indonesia. So as the Secretary General always says, we will go as fast as possible, but also take as long as needed to draw the value out of this process for you. You will have maximum leverage during the process itself to undertake these reforms. It's very impressive to hear everything that all of your ministries are already doing. You're running very fast. You have your foot on the gas, as Minister Erlangga was saying. This is great to hear, because the pace of the process will be determined by your responsiveness as well. At the same time, it's important to leave the time to the process to ensure that you get the input from the OECD on the reforms which you're adopting. Because if you run too fast, then maybe we need to come back and think about some of these things again. So let's keep communicating, keep collaborating, make sure we're moving together and not one in front of the other. It's also important to note that the OECD accession will not be about more legislation, more regulation. It's about better legislation, better regulation, which will achieve your policy objectives. Beyond the legislation, we're also going to be looking at policy and practices. What is actually being implemented? How can you improve implementation so that the results on the ground are improved? And the final point is that the OECD members are extremely supportive of Indonesia's accession process. We have many expressions of interest to support you through technical assistance, capacity building. We'll be working very closely with Pa Erlangga and the team to ensure that this is well coordinated and targeted to support you. Indonesia's accession is a priority for Indonesia, but it's also a very important priority for the OECD and its members. We look forward to continuing this collaboration with you. Please count on us. We're here to guide you through this process.
Thank you, Lisa. And allow me just to wrap this beautiful discussion that we had. I would like to make 6 points, maybe. The first, that the progress is clearly visible. Like from every report we have heard today, there is a clear action in the areas which are important for bringing us together, OECD and Indonesia. What I really enjoy very much sitting here is the atmosphere. I was sitting at some sessions of the government, our government, and we have never so much positive vibe when discussing the serious things. Because these are the serious things, but you can discuss the serious things also in the optimistic approach and atmosphere. And then it's easier to come to a conclusion. So I don't know, Mr. Vice Minister, you mentioned that the room was last time full like this when you discussed the trades with the US, but I don't think that the vibe was the same. maybe I am wrong, but
You can check with me. It's co-production.
Then just the third point. So the second point, the priorities are right. From the priorities in the social area, public governance, corruption, trade, everywhere. I mean, when I really we are on a very good starting point. In our saying, we say that once you put in a shirt the first button wrong, then the whole shirt is wrong designed. In this discussion, I have that we started exactly what we should start with the right button in the right way. The third is the communication, and the communication was short, but I think it's important again when we talk about the fast, furious, and the rules. That the communication is important because one of the controllers of the process is the public. And if the public is not ready for the speed of the reforms, changes, and everything, then it of course may cause a lot of misunderstanding. So the communication is something that has to be really taken very seriously. My fourth point is the trade, but well, we don't have to talk about it. We know, I mean, what the trade geopolitical situation. Now the question was about the geopolitical shifts. I wish I would be able to say that in what kind of the world we are going to sit in a year from now. But sitting here with you, I mean, reminds me, I mean, keeping it optimistically, that if we work together, we can face those geopolitical challenges that are there, that are really shaking the multipolar, multilateral world. And when I was in the United Nations, I saw Indonesia like one of the leaders of the multilateralism. And we had just excellent cooperation with Ambassador Jani from Indonesia on reforming the UN habitat. So the thing is that
Here comes the UN Ambassador to
Okay, so you because I heard it before. Okay, so with him, but what I'd like to say is that Indonesia was always visible, and this is the added value also for the OECD accession. The sixth point, the last point, is well, I would like to thank you, Minister Airlangga, for your kind words regarding some club fees, and I really thank in advance for the positive consideration of the Ministry of Finance, and we are expecting the Orthodox New Year to bring a joy to the OECD. So, and I think that really I take it seriously, and this is something that was I really appreciate that we get that one. So, really once again for this, thank you very much for this discussion. I didn't mention one gentleman who is humbly sitting on the other side of the table, so I didn't see him, and it is Massimo. But if I ask any one of you, if you don't know Massimo, then it will be bad for him.
So, right on to Massimo, not on your special on your blind side, but it's more Indonesia than.
So, Vice Minister, thank you very much, and I'm really looking forward for the enjoyable cooperation with the
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy SP, Ambassador Hantek, Budak, and Pak Alexander Homer, and also Pak Massimo. So I call Pak because more just to Indonesia. So I think on your sixth conclusion, I had good news that for the 2026 club membership will be paid this year. And then for 24-25, we are waiting for the audit review. But if the review can be finalized this year, we will pay this year. So that's also my announcement to Deputy KPK, Pak Arif Joko. So this is something that official and need to be paid for. So 2026, no need audit by BPKP, because it's the process of holding us because of internal government audit. So I think they would like to make sure that the purpose of club membership, there is a benefit behind it. So I think that's the key of this kind of trust and trade system in Indonesia. And after this, I would like the Deputy ST and team to make a joint press release to the public. So I think that's also the conclusion number 5. So we directly implemented after this meeting. Pak Agus, Pak Deputy Vice Minister to join us, and also Ambassador. Yeah. So it is important that the public knows that we are working. So then it will create a feedback from the public. Thank you very much.
Malah 2026 karena katanya. Terima kasih Bapak.
The reformment.
Oh iya. Bawa motor kan?
Saya bawa motor, Pak.
Bawa motor?
Iya,
Oh.
nanti. Jadi depan.